New U.S. immigrants avoid these three expensive cities if money is your concern. High housing costs, high taxes, high prices for goods, and high job competition? Yes, you heard that right. If you're planning to relocate to the U.S. and money is your concern, you better avoid these expensive states. The high cost of living in these states can make it difficult to establish yourselves financially. While living in the most expensive cities in America can be financially challenging, it can also offer unique benefits. From bustling cultural scenes to top-notch job markets, these cities can provide a high standard of living for those who can afford it. However, for those seeking to stretch their budget, it's important to carefully consider weighing the benefits against the costs. With careful financial planning, anyone can find a way to make it work in these expensive cities. With that, here are the three most expensive cities to live in the US. Starting off with the top three on the list, California, the home of your favorite Hollywood stars, the famous Golden Gate Bridge, and sunny beaches. At a 142.2, California has the third highest cost of living index in the country. Due in part to high petrol prices in the state, California has the second highest transportation costs in the nation as well. On top of that, California has twice as expensive housing as the rest of the country, with the average single-family home costing $683,996. Costs are significantly higher in major cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco. Plus, average household income in California is at $78,672. The basic minimum rate per hour is $15.50, 1.5 times the ordinary rate of pay must be paid for any labor that exceeds 8 hours on a workday, 40 hours in a work week, or the first 8 hours on the 7th day of work in any work week. Second on the list is New York. Have you ever heard of Alicia Keys' Empire State of Mind? Well, it pretty much sums up how it's like living in New York City, the city that never sleeps. The cost of living index in New York is 148.2, making it the second highest in the nation. The cost of housing in New York is nearly 1.5 times more than the national average, making it the second most expensive city in the country. A single-family home typically costs $373,880. On the other hand, the average household income of New Yorkers is at $71,117. Basic minimum wage rate per hour is $14.20, but in Long Island, Westchester, and NYC, it's $15. Employers operating a factory, hotel, restaurant, or a building employing security guards, janitors, or managers must provide 24 hours of consecutive rest each week. Domestic workers are entitled to 24 hours of consecutive rest each week and receive premium pay during such period. Lastly, the most expensive city to live in the US is Hawaii. The surf culture and the beaches. Who wouldn't want to live every day in Hawaii? I mean, who wouldn't want to bask under the sun every day and live like there's no tomorrow, right? Hawaii has the highest cost of living index at 193.3, which means that the state's cost of living is nearly twice as expensive as the national average. A typical single-family home costs $730,511 on average in Hawaii, which has housing expenses 3 times higher than the national average. Due to the need for shipping most items to the island, groceries are also 50% more expensive than the national average. On top of that, the average household income in Hawaii is at $83,173. The basic minimum wage rate per hour is $12. Plus, an employee is exempt from the state's minimum wage and overtime regulations if they have a guaranteed monthly salary of $2,000 or more. Hawaii's minimum wage and overtime rules apply to domestic service workers, and unless the state pay rate is higher than the federal rate, the state law does not apply to any employment covered by the Federal Fair Labor Standards Act. Thanks for watching. If you're interested for more videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. See you on our next video.